So welcome back to another conversation, an interesting conversation I would say that we are going to be having with Mr. V.V. Muralikrishna from HPCL. And we are at the Times Drive Auto Summit and Awards 2026, and he has just gotten out of a very insightful conversation from Mr. Gadkari with Mr. Gadkari. Sir, please highlight for us the current scenario of energy, alternative fuels in India, and where do you see it going?
Thank you, Amar. Thanks for this podcast. And see, if you see that, you are seeing the stress, the stress on the alternative fuels and the alternative energy. Now, as India economy is going, the way the growth rates are going to come from the traditional fuels is very, very high. Okay. Even as of today, as we speak, the industry is averaging around 5 to 6 to 6% growth. And even in diesel-like fuels like diesel, there's a decent growth of almost 2%. Now, as we change for the natural gas segment or the energy portion of whatever it is coming, it's almost the target is 15% energy share should be coming from the gaseous fuels, be it from the CNG or the LNG. That is how the target is as we transition to cleaner fuels. Okay, from the transition from the traditional fuels to the cleaner fuels. So that way CNG is going to be the starting point now. It has already been shifted and coming in a big way. The industry growth is almost around 15 to 20% growth on it. Now to do that, the CNG also, to make it more sustainable fuels, now CBG has been coming in. The compressed biogas is almost will have the proportion as that of CNG. Now, as and more CBG plants are there, it is also being injected into the CNG so that it becomes. So, it is not possible to take over the CBG, counting the feedstock and other things from the CNG. But as it goes, because it's being sourcing is cheaper, that is how it is going. Secondly, on fuels also, ethanol is the option. Like countries like Brazil, which are almost advanced into mixing it. So, now that 20% is being mandatory and it's being done right now, and everything is all the petrol things are going on. So therefore 20%, be it for the emissions control or the import of the 20% is already been. The similar efforts are also being done for biodiesel. For example, though the biodiesel is still because of the source material is not being available so much palm oil or something which other countries are not doing it. But the fact remains that there are people who are actually looking for biodiesel also. For example, you can say one of the leading delivery partners transports their vehicles on the highways, and they are also want to get some carbon credit and part of their carbon emission standard. So they are asking for the petrol pumps to see whether they can supply biodiesel at our retail outlets. So as the things go, we will have a multiple thing, and now we are targeting E25. And then as we go to the flexi fuels, E100 is already launched in some of the outlets, E100 is there. So these flexi fuels and now the hybrid vehicles, and now with the electricity, EV vehicles also coming in a big way. So there will be a lot of energy changing landscape, and as we move to newer fuels, even looking forward to, LNG vehicles are going to come in a big way for a long distance, for a shorter distance, and then the EV is there, and then hydrogen will come, and newer fuels are going to come as and again the whole thing will be the availability of the batteries and the swapping stations, and then there are also companies which are now working on battery swappings for the heavy vehicles. So because the charging time is less. So these are the things, various factors, that is how it is going on.
So if I may ask you, how would it look for the end user? When we have so many alternatives to choose from, and then we'll also have newer vehicles. How would the end user, interact with all of this at the touch point of HPCL, let's say?
So as far as the HPCL touch point is concerned, from the retail outlets, we have almost a network of 25,000 outlets here. So there the various, and we also have the data of the whole facilities that are available. So as an end consumer, suppose you want to have an EV station charging facility, right? He wants to understand whether going on the road, whether you have an EV charging facility or not. So for that, now we have got the app-based solution of HPE Charge, for example. So in the HPE Charge, you will have a mapping of all these outlets which are there. And we are also now going into a concept of hyper-local marketing, personalization for the customer, and putting out, for example, the thing if you go to is, my petrol pump. If you say my HPCL petrol pump, nearest petrol pump me, okay. So therefore, in the search engine operation, you will ordinarily like to think which better, which is pops up first. So when you have the micro sites, each of them with the good photos, with the reviews, and the facilities available with it, it becomes easy for the customer to choose what type of vehicles is there and what places. So when we also take care of the customer needs, we also have to position ourselves in such a way the customer will traveling on the road will have the continuity for it. For example, you have an EV stage, you have an EV car, and then you go around and want to go in distance and the charging, and then if you don't have a charging point, it will not take place. So the availability of the facilities at the retail is also will be equally important for the customer to adapt to this.
And would that app also, in the future, of course, highlight what different kinds of fuel options are also available at the particular pump?
Yes, we also EV charging. This HP e-charge is only for the EV charging mode. We also have a other app which is called a HP Pay, which is a payment app. So in HP Pay, so these are the various features that are being done. So in HP Pay, for example, in today thing, you can even this is a voice command. Okay, you can just just tell that it will identify from the baker's location. It will identify the location. It will identify the retail outlet is geotagged. So therefore, when you say that there's a wallet or the payment available in it, and then you can say that fill petrol 5,000 or 5,000 rupees, immediately voice command goes and issues the petrol. So in that these type of apps, so all the data and the facilities are being available. For example, if you go on the road and you find out which is the next HPC retail outlet, you get a pop-up of the thing that these are all the facilities available. So the customers can choose and plan along the route. And then also you can find it route from XY to route. Even for the heavy vehicles, we have got various apps on this. So
that would be really useful because,
Yes,
as we are moving forward as, people, as commuters from an end user perspective, so we are also now more aware about what different kind of fuel options there are there and which one I prefer on a personal level. So I'm sure that would be a very handy feature for everyone. Any other innovations that you would like to highlight that are going to be seen very soon?
So in the retail outlet, the innovation will come for payment ease. For example, when you want to go to a retail outlet, you want to personalize. For your example, you will go to, you sit in a Ola, okay? So you have a customer, you have a database. In HPC, you have a HP app, and then your name is there in that. So therefore, all you need to do is as soon as you get your retail outlet, you have a vehicle number, so that you can use this technology for automated number plate recognition of it, and then you can find out and then search HPCL, and then you can already pre-feed the data in it. You can fill out what type of fuel you want to fill, and what is the type of amount you prepaid, and then it will directly interact with the machine, and then somebody doesn't have to set it. So you are sure that the quality and the command, you are the one who is going to this is the retail outlet. And then that is how the next thing what we are working on is that when you are going to a retail outlet, what is that extra customer value proposition you give? Otherwise, you'll have choices, right? You have this outlet or the next outlet or the competitor's outlet. For us to service other than this petrol and diesel traditional fuels, getting more fuels, for example, then what is the other thing? The convenience care. Is it something we can offer to you as a customer? What is that in a Monday morning, when you're rushing to an office, you come for a retail pub, there's a dwell time of 6 minutes. Is there something else we can help you with? Or you got up so much early in the morning and going from Bombay to Pune, you didn't have your breakfast, your meeting time is there, you are stuck up on the road. So therefore, can you give something to eat? So you make delivery options. So these type of extra innovation, how we are trying to put it. So this innovation of, how the payment solutions will be there. Now we'll be working on, if you have, other than if you purchase some other item, so will you have a single payment solution for both these things? Otherwise, you'll have to pay 2 times. So we also have got this new type of digital, what do you call the new dispensing units, where you have got digital screens. So it will be a matter of time where you connect of your screen, what is available as the technology is going on. You can use your window. As soon as you put it, you don't even have to interact with it. It will become a mirror image of this. That you can. There's a connect between your vehicle as well as our ecosystem, and the transactions become smoother. So you don't even have to look at it. You set it here, and it interacts it and picks it up. So as things go, this lot of digital initiatives is going to come, and we are also, all the retail outlets are now automated. We will be able to study the preferences for the customer, and we will be able to give us more personalized services at the retail outlets.
Well, Murali sir, thank you so much. You've certainly painted a really exciting picture for us. But before I let you go, for our viewers, I have to ask you if you could, summarize in a sentence your experience here at the Times Award show tonight.
This is the first time I'm coming here for this Summit, and last time also we have got our seniors were here, and it is a really well organized thing, and it has been also given us to connect with many other people here, and also listening to somebody like Honorable Mr. Gadkari also on his thing. So it has been a fantastic time I'm having from the evening here, and it's very exciting, and really looking forward to joining in the next year's course also.
We
And
look
wish
forward
all
to
the
seeing
best
you.
to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.